Silent Hill 2 Remake, New Game Plus. Been meaning to do this for a while, to be honest, but we'll see how we go. Silent Hill 2 Remake, New Game Plus. Alright then. We'll do what we can.
Mary, could you really be in this town?
In my restless dreams, I see that town. Silent Hill. You promised you'd take me there again someday, but you never did. Well, I'm alone there now, in our special place, waiting for you.
I got a letter. The name on the envelope said Mary. My wife's name. It's ridiculous. Couldn't possibly be true. That's what I keep telling myself. Mary died of that damn disease 3 years ago. So then why am I looking for her? Our special place. What could she mean? This whole town was our special place. Could Mary really be here? Is she really alive? Waiting for me?
hands fashioned and something something thou something. If there's a reference there, I don't know what it is. I am decayed, something that. I think from memory. So in the Silent Hill 2 PlayStation 2 release, there was a special edition which had a documentary disc included. If I remember correctly, the documentary disc itself, which had interviews from the original development team, they said they actually went to different restrooms and public bathrooms and whatnot in order to look at the graffiti and sort of get a authentic like an authentic art style when they created that particular asset, which I found really interesting. Just shows dedication to the craft. Better than an invisible wall, I suppose, but I think it's actually an achievement if you, when you first play this. I think it's an achievement which is basically, oh, when you turn around and try and leave the town. Pete's Boulderama. Elval National Park. Old Silent Hill. I heard some kind of rumor that there was some kind of, I wouldn't call it a voice line, but some kind of sound on the other side of that gate. That's why I was like, let me just walk up to it and see if I can hear anything. And we totally forgot to get the map. One of the most fundamental things we'll need in this adventure is the map. I do wonder what's in that trunk of his. Fortunately, we can't use that. Let me see if I can change the, just invert this. No, I think it's even worse. I did quite like... the remake here when compared to the original. But there are a couple of things that I find they didn't do as well. This opening section, for example, is just a little too short in the remake compared to the first one. I just mean in the original, they have you going down through the forest for a good couple of minutes. And it just creates this feeling that you're sort of trapped there. Grave truce lost to the wind shall flow white into a void chalice, so the rite of red shall commence. Huh. If I remember rightly, there's an ending you can trigger if you have certain items. And I think, isn't Ernest looking for a white liquid in the Born from a Wish sub-scenario? I think he is. Probably something to do with White Claudia. Did hear rumours they were going to remake Silent Hill 1, which, given the quality of this, I would be all for, but I prefer they did Silent Hill 3 first. Nothing against the original, I just prefer... Like, my order of preference is Silent Hill 2, absolutely, best in the series. Silent Hill 3, and then it'd be a toss-up between 4 and 1. And then everything after that, aside from Origins, just sort of... eh. Though to be honest, I kind of like Silent Hill Origins a bit more than I liked, 4.
It's like someone's groping around my skull.
I don't know, if I saw a well in the middle of the woods with like a glowing red light coming out of it, I'd probably take a look too, you know. Do I have great survival instincts? Yeah, probably not, but... Can't tell me you wouldn't be curious. Be like, ooh, what's that? Now, I haven't looked up how to get the other endings in the remake, so I'm going into this blind. We're definitely going to try and get some other ending, though.
Excuse me.
I'm sorry. I was just...
Hey, it's okay. I didn't mean to scare you. I'm kind of lost.
Lost?
Yeah, I'm looking for Silent Hill. Is this the right way?
Yeah. It's hard to see with this fog, but there's only the one road. You can't miss it.
Thanks.
But... I think you should stay away. This town, there's something wrong with it. And it's not just the fog, either.
Is it dangerous?
Maybe. It's kind of hard to explain, but
I'll be careful.
I'm not lying.
No, I believe you. It's just... I guess I don't really care if it's dangerous or not. I'm going either way.
But why?
I'm looking for... someone. Someone very important to me.
Me too. I'm looking for my mama. I mean, my mother. It's been so long since I've seen her. I thought my father and brother were here, but I can't find them either. I'm sorry, it's not your problem.
No, I hope you find them.
Yeah, you too.
Gotta say, I prefer the performance of the original compared to this one. Nothing wrong with it, it's just the other one just hit different, you know? Like, she actually looks like a kid. Canonically, I think she's 17, but in the original one, they made her character look like she was in her 40s just because of stress and suffering and all that kind of stuff. I won't get into her backstory now for anyone who doesn't know it, but that makes a lot of sense. Here, she just looks like a kid.
Did you want anything else?
No, it's just this fog. Does it seem unsettling to you?
I guess. It's just through the gate and down the path. You'll get there in no time.
I kind of do wish you could get in there, have a look around, but... Oh, it's solid. Yeah, you can go pretty far in the water. I think we're ankle deep. The whole Call of the Void thing going on. I always found that interesting, that whole Call of the Void thing. Same as Intrusive Thoughts. It was always like, we're animals that have evolved over hundreds of thousands of years, essentially millions. Everything was sort of evolved is meant to keep us alive. Help us survive and grow and all that kind of stuff, propagate species and, you know. And yet we have ancient code which is basically like, ooh, Call of the Void. I'm just like, that doesn't make sense. How does that work? And also the whole intrusive thought of just, you know, when you're cooking something and you're using a knife to slice vegetables, you look at the knife and just go, that doesn't make sense either. A friend of mine was saying it's some kind of mechanism where the brain's just going, yeah, I think this is a bad idea, but is it still a bad idea? Which kind of makes sense, maybe? I don't know. I have a fundamental grievance with some of the tech that we've carried over from our ancient caveman days. It was good at the time, but some of it we can get rid of now, I think. Ah, Old Faithful. I'm almost tempted to find a mod which just removes the chainsaw noise, because it gets annoying after a while. But I do intend to go nuts with it this playthrough. So, although actually, one thing I tried, which I should probably try again. Sounds a little bit quieter, but it's still going to get annoying. Oh well. Ain't no room for griping. That is basically tetanus just waiting to happen. I don't know much about the Appalachian Mountains, but that's the vibe I'm getting right now. You got the wood, you got the forest, you've got signs of old industry, you've got farms. Just has that vibe, you know? Ah, our lovely tutorial. Went to town to get the window fixed, spare keys in the drawer. I don't know what going to town's gonna actually achieve if you want to fix a window here, you know? It's kind of like, do you bring the window back? You're just gonna carry it? You're not gonna bring someone in a truck who has panes of glass who can fix your window?
Hello? Anyone in here?
Wait, are those beans? Those look like beans, so it's probably chili, actually. There we go. Okay. I haven't looked into it yet, but I'm pretty sure. So I know that there was a, words. Remember your words. When the PlayStation 2 iteration of Silent Hill 2 was released on PC, there was a PC version of it that was out. The modding community got a hold of that and they used that as a base for a kind of enhanced or community-made HD version. And I haven't looked into the status of if anyone's trying to do the same with this game, like take the engine, take the base assets, and then just create a fan-made HD or improved version, which is like basically identical to the original, except all new textures, all new voice acting, but removing all the changes. That seems like something some people would try. I really do like that deja vu kind of mechanic they put in. The more jaded side of me is like, well, it's just nostalgia bait. They saw people were grumpy about all the changes that were being made. So like, aha, let's nostalgia bait them, they'll be nice to us then. And it worked. But maybe I'm being too jaded, you know? Oh, is there any items here? I am not crazy, you're crazy. No items, okay. I don't even know what I would do if I was walking down the street and just saw a random dude with a chainsaw come and run at me. Some horror movie stuff, I'd be like, oh, wasn't expecting this on Tuesday. Maybe a Thursday, but not a Tuesday. But then again, maybe I have very abnormal Tuesdays and Thursdays. You never know. Well, I should probably make the comment very early on that I'm intentionally taking my time. I want to consume every little detail, as it were, as opposed to just speedrunning through on a New Game Plus. Because I'm not a speedrunner, I don't have the patience to learn all that. I've played Silent Hill 2, the original, dozens of times. I think my best time for that game, the fastest time I've ever gotten, is 7 hours, and I've seen that the world record for that's like 30 or 40 minutes or something, so I'm just not speed running material. Which is kind of ironic, because I usually just, when it comes to food, as an example, I'll just scarf that down, move on. I don't sit and enjoy every little morsel. But when it comes to, say, a good book, a good game, good bit of music, I will literally sit there and just eke every little bit of everything that I can out of that. Because like in some aspects, take my time. In other aspects, I definitely don't. I don't know. We're not getting through there. Damn, thwarted by wood. Which sounds kind of silly at first, but then there are so many fences that are made out of wood. And that is one of the things that has constantly bothered me. And not like seriously bothered or losing sleep over, just kind of like, oh, that's kind of odd. Everything's still made out of wood. Houses, wood. The structure of them. Chairs, furniture, yes, a lot of it's particle board, but that ultimately is just wood shavings and glue, and a bunch of other chemicals. So despite this futuristic world in which we live, with technology, with streaming, with iPhones, with all this kind of jazz, with AI even, we still build most of our structures with wood, either completely or very heavily. I think they've only just started doing 3D printed houses last 5 years, and they're still a novelty and a bit of an experiment. Yeah, caravans made of metal are a thing, but I'm pretty sure there's still wood paneling and some other stuff inside. Now, don't get me wrong, I enjoy wood. Like, normal wood, not that kind of wood. Winky face. It's nice material, but it's just kind of like we've been using it for centuries. The same as brick. It's basically just dirt and some other stuff. And concrete. The Romans had that. They made roads out of it, and we still use it today. You would have thought we would have upgraded things a bit, you know? But I guess if it's cheap, it's cheap. Although I did see an interesting interview. It was just a clip or a snippet of a longer interview where I think it was one of the famous social media scientists, I think deGrasse Tyson or one of the other ones, was talking about how wood is like the rarest material in the universe or something, primarily because he was saying, as far as we know, trees only exist on Earth right now. Yeah, there may be other planets that have similar kind of flora on them, but that would mean gold, well, it's abundant in space, and there's some of it here. Trees would potentially be considered rarer and more valuable on a sort of a global, well, not a global, on a cosmic economic stage. So there could legitimately be a future. Thousands of years from now, assuming we don't wipe ourselves out, where you have intergalactic trade and commerce, and Earth exists to export wood and dirt in the form of bricks. It's kind of interesting, you know? But maybe I just have weird thoughts. Who even knows? Miss Cassandra. A customer came in today, ordered a mixed bouquet. Red and white. I don't see anything wrong with red and white flowers. I just don't know them, I guess. I tried to explain it's bad luck, but he couldn't decide on just one. He seemed a bit off. Looked at me like I wasn't even there. Typical customer service experience. Then he just left. Said he'd get back to pick him up later. Just wanted to let you know since I might be gone by then. Interesting. And of course the till is empty. There's a bit of a theory that James Sunderland, our plucky protagonist here, is going through a kind of time loop. Because outside there's a little box which normally holds medicine, a syringe, but it was open and empty. And in the original game, the very first healing item you can get, I believe, is literally just outside this flower store. It's like a health drink or something in the spot where we saw that box. And that's to say nothing of the fact we find corpses that look just like James here on the way, so it's like, oh.
What is this?
I mean, you're in a florist with rotten plants. It's probably something like that. Alrighty then. I don't have anger issues. That car was just in the way. Nope, nothing. Yeah, no items. It's fine. We're gonna need everything we can get, though. Although I have a feeling, it's more of a hope than a feeling, but I have a feeling that the chainsaw will make combat easier. Except the mannequins, because those things are fast, and the animation to attack with the chainsaw is too slow. But as long as we can swap between chainsaw and pistol and conserve ammo against every other fight, we should be okay? Question mark? I am cautiously optimistic. Is it wise to be cautiously optimistic? No, of course not, because you just get disappointed, but we're trying it anyways.
More of that stuff.
In James's defense, from this angle it does look more like tree sap than it does other fluids, you know? And yes, we are intentionally going the exact wrong way. We're exploring. We want to eke out every detail we can, including any hidden healing items if they so exist. Which I don't think they do, which is a bit disappointing. I always liked how in the original you could run around town for a bit, which means you both explore it for the fun of it, but you're also able to find healing items tucked away in little corners. Made exploring worthwhile. That wants me to turn that way, which I will refuse to do. Until it's too late. We are kind of on rails here, though, so... Gonzalez Mexican Restaurant. Looks like it's barred from the outside, and whoever's in there is not getting out. I find that's the interesting thing with some games, is that they're good with environmental storytelling. It's not the best example, but I think of Fallout 3. where you'll come across terminals in the environment which tell the story through log entries and diaries, and then you'll find like a corpse, and you're just like, oh, what happened to you? And then you sort of piece together what happened from the corpse, the items on it, any sort of scant lore notes that are there. I think the one that stands out to me the most is the Germantown police station in Fallout 3. Just that medical sort of triage center after the bombs first fell. You could see the terminal entries from, I think it's a nun, sister something, and just the lines where it's like, she says, I never take off my habit these days so that people can't see my hair loss. I'm just like, oh damn, that would be horrific. The bombs have dropped, everyone's panicking, not realizing they're dying due to radiation sickness. And then the only people there to provide help and support are a bunch of nuns, because the military deserts at one point. Yeah. And that little side story stuck with me more than the primary stories of some games these days, so there's still some wins in Bethesda's camp. Granted, it has been a while since they had one. I mean, Starfield fell flat on its face, and when I saw... And I haven't checked on it in a while, but when it came to Starfield, I was always thinking the modders will save it, the modding community will improve it, and I just remember seeing an article saying the modders had given up, it was just too hard to mod, too much of a pain in the butt.
Hey, wait.
I honestly don't know if that's still the case with that game. That it's too much of a pain in the butt to mod, but... yeah, I don't see myself buying Starfield anytime soon. I think every time I've checked it's still like $100 or whatever it is. I've been waiting for it to hit like $20 or $10 on Steam during a sale or something. That's just never done it. Now I know that's the right way to go, and we're not going that way. Because I want to explore a bit. Area closed off due to accident. Trespassing might lead to injury or death. That is true. Solid coupe. Or is that meant to be... no, it's coupe. I was like thinking solid co-op? Yes, that sounds fantastic, but nope.
What happened to this town?
Property values plummeted, James, that's what. I do wonder if all of the rifts here got explained in Silent Hill 2. From memory, I don't think they did, they were just there. Although with Silent Hill 1 and Alessa, it kinda makes sense. Alright, now where do I actually go? I was so busy sightseeing, I'm like, oh. It's definitely not that way. So it'll probably be this way. Follow the slime. There you go. Now we're back on track. My damn butt keeps falling asleep, so I have to keep shifting in my chair. I was momentarily like, hang on, how do they actually get down? But then I realized there's some stairs coming down this way. God, imagine the smell. Leather chair, all that upholstery, constantly wet and damp, so much mold. It would kill you in a heartbeat. That's the real danger of all this, is the mold. Look at that. They do say that when it comes to urban exploring, be careful of black mold. It'll mess with your lungs and whatnot.
Hello?
Don't think I've come across any seriously bad stuff on my little escapades. Few and far between as they are. Although one time I was kind of stupid. I went to a shed. It was in a part of a bigger property. Little office block with some kind of... It's like a house. It was like a... It almost looked like a residential house, but it was set up like an office. There was like a reception, and there was a 2-story office block just behind it. And they had some kind of a shed full of chemicals, but it didn't look like manufacturing chemicals. It looked like, you know, cleaning stuff, and there was some paint thinners and other things like that, and a whole bunch of stuff I just didn't recognize at all. And I was like, nah, I'll be fine. I'll just be in and out. The shed was 2 stories, so I climbed up in there, had a look around, took my photos, and then I had like a headache for a day, maybe 2 days afterwards. That's one of the dangers there. Not only do you have to worry about things like lead paints, chemicals, live wires if there's still power to the building, you've also got to worry about structural integrity. Is the floor going to give way because there's been so much water in there that started to rot? Have termites gotten in because it's an abandoned property, no one's looking at it? A lot of things you have to keep an eye out for. White cloth. Well, I know we're meant to go there, but we're not going to go there. We're going to check for items. I don't see any. I don't see any. No. No items for us. Which is fine. I reckon we could still get over that. But video game logic. Kind of reminds me of Last of Us. Especially the item pickup system where you just go into a room and you'll find just a little dot and you have to be standing right on top of it to actually execute the pickup action. Last of Us, the original one, is a fantastic game. It has its weaknesses, but really good game. The second one just, ugh. I remember playing The Last of Us Part 2. And I remember getting up to, and spoiler warning, for anyone who catches this later, spoiler warning. I remember in Last of Us Part 2 getting up to the point where Ellie and Abby fight and you're playing as Abby. And I remember just getting to that point going like, can I just lose? Can I just let Ellie kill me and just get this over with? This is obnoxious. And the answer is no, you can't. You have to, while playing that story as Abby, you have to defeat, and I say that in air quotes, you have to defeat Ellie. And it was kind of cool seeing all of Ellie's tactics, which you as the player had used prior to that, being used against you. That was interesting, but yeah, that game just annoyed me. Just wasn't, I mean, the theme of the first game, what Druckmann was saying, the theme of the first game was love, the theme of the second game was hate, so the dislike towards it was intended, kind of? Or expected? And I didn't hate it for the reason a lot of other people did. I was just like, this is kind of boring, and I don't really care about these characters too much.
Stay back.
Where's my dodge roll? Come on, James.
Is this what I saw in the fog? Whatever it is, it's not human.
It could be a dude in a gimp suit, you never know. Now switch back to my original weapon. How do I do? There we go. Equipment. There we go. Playing a bit too much Elden Ring lately, so my first instinct in a fight like this is where's the lock-on button, where's my dodge roll? Followed by where are my damn spells? Because I'm playing a mage in that first playthrough. But alas, no lock-on, no dodge roll. Although I am going to try Silent Hill F eventually, and that has some kind of a lock-on mechanic, and I don't know if it's got a dodge roll. I don't think so. I think it's just got like a duck like that. But probably the closest I'll get. And sadly, we will not be able to play as a mage in Silent Hill F. Much as I enjoy doing that every game. Where it's an option, that is. I swear the hitboxes of these windows get smaller and smaller every year. Yeah, I gotta say, I prefer the voice acting of the original more than this. I mean, all the voice actors did a very competent job. They did very well. But the OG just has more of that sort of Twin Peaks weirdness to it that I like. I remember hearing a story that the original English voice actors for a lot of classic Japanese games were English teachers who were just working on the side, not professional actors. So the performances they give are a bit strange because they're not, as far as I know, they're not all trained actors. They're just English teachers who could speak English fluently, and they were just hired to do a couple of lines. Wait. And funny story, the voice actor for the original James Sunderland is on Twitch. He pops into streams of people who play Silent Hill 2 from time to time. He doesn't announce who he is all the time, but I have been in a stream where he did say who he was, and then it's not quite proof, but he sort of said it, and I'm not, it wasn't sort of bragging, it was just like, oh yeah, I happen to be this dude. And it could always be fake, but I just tended to believe it. Naive, perhaps, but I just like the idea. He is known to interact with a community of fans, though, so it wouldn't be too strange if it really was him. He's also on YouTube, I'm told. I've actually seen his page. be part of the evidence used for the theory of time loops or just multiple levels, or whatever, however you explain it, because he's wearing the same clothes as us, although we don't have the satchel. That's new. That's actually kind of cool. I would want one of those. I just use a backpack when I'm going to work, carry my work laptop, my lunch, all that kind of jazz. But I would not mind one of those. It would look kind of fetching, you know. Definitely not gonna pay for one because they're expensive as heck, but I would like one day. If you're reading this, leave. This place is not what it seems. Sometimes you just have to look behind. Run away, run away, run away. And there's nothing behind us except that. It'd be too quiche if there was literally something just spawned behind. That just spawned behind us. Alright, we'll save in just a second. We're just looking for items, if there are any. Nope. I'll tell you what there's not, though. My frame rate. Man, this game is so buggy sometimes. Well, not buggy, just unoptimized. 9 days out of 10 I can get 60 FPS solid out of Elden Ring. Well, I gotta say, they have made a lot of improvements. When this game first came out, I didn't play it at launch, I played it when the first sales happened, which was a couple of months later, and I was still getting 30 FPS outside cutscenes. It was just chugging. So far, we've been pretty solid at 60, which is great. 30 for the cutscenes, but even sometimes in the cutscenes it would drop to like 15, 20. Not the end of the world, but you'd obviously prefer to get a slightly higher FPS if you can get it. And yes, we are basically checking out everything. Just to see what we can see. Because who doesn't enjoy running around Silent Hill, you know? That's just the other side of all that. Can't see a thing. Huh. I'm gonna have a bad habit of accidentally using my healing items because I'm so used to the triangle button being bring up the map. When in this game it's heal. Now, could I remap that? Sure. But I am lazy. Although I have less excuse for that, because if I launch this through Steam, I could just have a per game configuration through there instead of doing it. But again, I'm lazy, so YOLO. I think I play the original more than I would play the remake. I saw him again, or at least I think so. He says he didn't, but I don't know anymore. I'm tired. Can't find it. Doesn't matter. That scraping noise again. That's concerning. The last thing you want is your barber having mental problems. Especially if you're going there for a shave. Barber of Sweeney Todd, anyone? Is it Sweeney Todd? I think it is. An old bookstore. My favorite. There is nothing nicer than getting an old bookstore. One which is full of shelves, you can barely navigate, you can only fit 3 or 4 people at a time, and you just browse the shelves. What's this? Searching for Another Conclusion, Volume 1, The Road to Tomorrow. It is better to prevent than to cure, as the old maxim tells us. Taking care of yourself and maintaining a healthy outlook can be a challenge in these fast, modern times. The key is not to beat yourself up over past mistakes and avoid those who would do you harm. Fair advice. Sometimes it is better to avoid confrontation instead of engaging in pointless conflict. Also true. Try to stay clear of toxic relationships and focus instead on your friends and loved ones. Keep your eyes on the prize and focus on what really matters. Can it be that simple? Yes. Look to the future. It might be brighter than you think. See, this is a conversation I was having with a streamer friend of mine just the other day. Optimism versus toxic positivity. Where is that line, is the question. Because when you're first starting out at something, and I won't name any names, but I'm thinking musical artists, I'm thinking streamers who are currently huge, writers even. In the beginning, when you're first starting out anything, everything is pretty much saturated. There have been writers for centuries, there have been musicians for centuries, there have been streamers for a good 5, 10, 15, 20 years at this point. Well, maybe not 20. The space is saturated, and you've got to ask yourself, can you really do it somehow better than everyone else? Is there still room for someone to try? And it's very easy to talk yourself out of even trying. That's where you kind of do need a bit of almost an absurd amount of optimism to just say, I'm going to do it. It'll be different. I'm going to try. But then you've got to be careful, because that same optimism and self-belief can lead to toxic positivity. And it's very interesting to try and find that line. At least I find it interesting. In March of 1965, the town of Silent Hill was visited by the Maine Psychical Research Association. That's always Maine. After thorough examination, a team of expert dowsers from the association concluded the area surrounding the now historic Wiltsey coal mine to be highly active. They also expressed their hopes for further research and exploration of the gorge. These hopes, however, were never fulfilled due to the location being restricted as a historic nature preserve as declared by the Silent Hill Historical Society. Additionally, The idea was met with resistance from the local community, which claimed the nature of the association's research would hinder tourist activity in the area. Questioning the credibility of our research and hiding behind day trippers seems like an excuse to prevent us from seeing what's really out there, commented one of the researchers. Unfortunately, none of the local representatives were available to comment on the matter. Editor's note: at the time of publishing, there exists no evidence supporting credibility of radiesthesia or providing effectiveness on any dowsing methods. Opinions expressed in this article do not reflect the author's views. Interesting. So for those who don't know, dowsing is a practice of divining things. It could be finding water, could be finding people, etc. And it's done using dowsing rods or a pendulum, which in layman's terms, get a coat hanger, a metal one, straighten it out, put a bend in it so it looks like an L, hold one in either hand, and then walk around with them pointing forward. If the L's cross, they say, if the L's cross, that's when you find what you're looking for, so X marks the spot. And with the pendulum, if it swings more or it swings clockwise or counterclockwise, whatever it is, that is your indication you found what you're looking for. Allegedly. I leave you all to make up your own minds on those topics. Searching for another conclusion, Volume 3, Choosing Death. When life is filled with nothing but despair, some people choose to end it all. I once chose that path for myself as well. I embraced it. It felt right, like the only choice I could possibly make. And after I made my decision, it became the only thing binding me to this world. I became reckless. I did stupid, dangerous things. I pushed away even those who cared about me. After all, why would it matter anymore? Well, that was a bit dark. What happened between Volume 1 and 3? Where's Volume 2? Oh, this will be Volume 2. Searching for another conclusion. Getting the girl. Do you love her? Do you really love her? In sickness and in health. Words are simple enough, but actions speak the loudest. Would you protect her? Fight for her? Put her above any other? Remember, now she is the one. Leave the past behind and forget about an old relationship that ended in tears. Be true to your heart, and with luck, things will work out in the end. So he's gone from positivity to get the girl to unaliving, or suicide, basically. What a journey. And it does make a sad amount of sense. We only hope whoever wrote that did come through okay. Although I think the I'm actually going to edit in a clip of the original voice actor from the first game doing his version of that little animation, because he does do one. The original was much better. In that regard, just saying. Like, miles better. I hear something. I hear many somethings. I am concerned. Oh. There we go. Got a little too reckless there and we got vomited on. As you do. I still don't know what that is. I don't know if it's meant to be used in a certain ending or what the heck that was. No snacks? No snacks. 75 cents? Oh my... 69. That's one of the things that really shocks me about this game is the prices. Which, you know, obviously inflation, all that kind of jazz, but when I see a decent burger meal going for like $4 or $5, I'm just like, oh man, if only. Super strong, super clean. Why is that not capitalized? Wash away the stains of yesterday. Don't really see anything there, and I don't see a way in. Which is fine. Okay. We came down that way, I think. That's a dead end, yes. We want to go this way. Explore. Woodside Apartments severely flooded. Come here, you. Wait for him to do his thing. Hello. And I'm in. Three for three. There you go. Nice and easy. Well, I'm surprised it still takes 3 hits to take him out with a chainsaw. You'd think one would just do the trick. It's like an arcade with cabinets. I haven't been to an arcade in a long time. Part of me misses them. But another part of me is like, I have all the games I could want. I have more games than I can ever play at my fingertips with Steam and all the rest of it. I was having this conversation with my friend the other day. There are more games than we could ever play in our lifetimes, even if you started from, say, 10 years old, just to throw a number out there. And this is not just games, this is good games. And that's not even talking about some of the ones that could take hundreds of hours to finish and then have multiple endings. So you can imagine Skyrim, which is a good game. You could easily play that once or twice. That's a good couple of 100 hours if you want to do everything in there. And then you might want to play a game like Silent Hill a couple of times. You can easily chuck 30, 40 hours in this on a playthrough if you take your time. That's a lot of time. So even if you didn't have to work, if you somehow had, let's say, 12 hours free time a day just to play video games, and you could survive that. There is an item there. Then yeah, you still have more games, more good games than you can ever play in your lifetime. So you've got to really be careful. But it also means that you'll never be bored. This man was here again. I told him he'd been warned not to come here. He acted like he didn't know what I was talking about. Anyway, he got up and left. He didn't make any sort of fuss, but there's something about him that gives me the creeps. When I look at his face, it's like I'm staring at a mask. And there's something underneath it waiting to get out. I don't want to be there when that happens. Thankfully, I've never met a human being like that. Where it seems like there's just something under their mask they put on that wants to eat you alive. Although I have seen someone who was banned from an establishment trying to get back in once. It was during the COVID times. Yes, James, we all remember the COVID times. Like, I'd heard of it in movies and books and whatnot, of someone just being banned from a place, getting thrown out when they try to go back. But I'd never seen it until that COVID bit when someone tried to get into a shopping mall they've been banned from. And I just remember seeing security just saying, "You've been banned. Can't come in here." And at my very first thought was, I'm kind of surprised. How do you get banned from a shopping centre? What did he do? He seemed normal-ish. I think he was just trying to use the excuse of COVID to get back in. yeah, I've only ever seen it once. As far as I know, I've never been banned from any place. Or if I have, I've never gone back to even notice that I was banned, you know? Your new best friend. In the end, only a four-legged friend can truly help you make sense of things. You know a franchise is struggling when they throw a dog in and make it a selling proposition. Now, if there just happens to be one, it's just fun, it's a good companion, then happy days, but it's usually a sign of the end when there's the dog is the selling proposition. Unless it's something like Nintendogs, in which case it makes absolute sense, but we can't get up there. Alright, so can we get in the cafe? Cannot. Alright, the Trail of Death is that way going this way. There's Barnelli's. All for good measure. I vaguely remember it taking less hits to take down these guys with chainsaw. But it was a while ago. And I didn't get very far through, so it could just be that I'm misremembering. Oh. I think I turned down the sound effects, which lowered the volume of the chainsaw, which is great, but it's also lowered the volume of the monsters. So we are going to get a few surprises. And why is he, like, literally freezing to do his pose? You'd think the police car would have ammo or a weapon. But apparently not. It's fine. I'm sure we'll find guns somewhere. There was a hole here. It's gone now. I don't know what got into him. He just started smashing the thing, had to throw him out. He ran off, cried he'd fix everything. I gathered up what I could, still haven't found one of the buttons. Half the record is still lodged inside, but the other part's missing. Figure he must have taken it. Come to think of it, he did run towards Groovy. Anyway, maybe go check up on him, see if he's alright. He lives over at Seoul by the pharmacy, apartment 9. What a lovely, lovely pub. Basically, a patron goes nuts, smashes up your jukebox, and your first thought is go check on him. It's not sue him for damages. I've never actually seen a broken vinyl before. I've seen a warped one, but not a broken one. Although, interesting little thing, and I didn't realize this at first, but it makes perfect sense. When you get your first vinyl and your first record player, if you turn it on and the needle hits the disc and it starts spinning, if you turn off whatever source the music comes out of, so you turn off your amp, you turn off your speakers, and you get real close to the vinyl, you can hear the actual record being played through the vibration of the needle. It's really, really faint. Like, really faint. But you can actually hear the music. It doesn't sound very good, but you can hear it. And I was astonished by that the first time I heard it, but it makes perfect sense. The needle follows the grooves of the record and reproduces sound. There's an amplifier which reproduces the frequency, so you can actually hear it. Yeah, you can actually hear the record. If you just put your ear near it, and obviously don't, like, get your head stuck under the arm or anything, that would be bad. Alright. Oh, who are you? Come here, you. And 3. And 4. 4 should do it. Andy's Tool Shop, Silent Hill Tavern. That looks like a nice place. Gozo Sushi. Eager Computer. I love that. Look at that. Looking 70s aesthetic. That's what that gives me vibes of. I do kind of like the aesthetic of old machines, to be honest with you. Damn bugs. Ah. Well, 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 what do we have here? Items. Well, I definitely want access to that if I can get it. Bit overkill for a bug, but you gotta do what you gotta do, eh? And you're just gonna... cheeky bugger. Where my dodge roll, James? And 3. There you go. I've got to get used to the controls or I'm going to get wiped out. Dagnammit, no, items. I hate when it does this. So I'm pressing the button to access the inventory and it doesn't work, it just repeats the same action. I have to actually hit I on the keyboard to get that. Which was my bugbear last time. So what would happen is I'd be in the middle of a fight and I'm like, oh damn, I should heal up. But then I press the button and it just goes into an attack animation. I'm like, ah, god damn it. And then I get killed. That's fine. Here's what it is. Can we sneak up on this guy? I think we can. 3 and 4. I'll take care of it. I need to figure out the optimal number of swings. What are they? I shouldn't go through. I don't know why I won't. They don't stink, but it feels like they do. No smell at all. There we go. One of the things that annoys me is that you go into a room and you see all the frickin' zombies on the floor, or you see all the whatever they are, and you think, let me just kill them all in advance. That way when I trigger some event, they won't all stand up and come after me. So you do it. You're like, okay, I've pre-planned, I've prepared. And then you trigger something, the cutscene plays, and they all revive anyways. I'm like, god damn it. We should be able to prepare, you know? The door that wakes in darkness, opening into nightmares. That's from the original. And this is the apartment block, which we do need to get to. But I don't want to get to too early, you know? Because we've still got that supermarket to look at, we've still got more exploring and running around to do. We gotta leave, meet me there. The Texan Cafe. Another deja vu moment. I don't know what they're actually called, I just call them that. And I feel... Up, James. There you go. I was expecting something to come out from underneath the car, and I'm like, I feel something's going to be there, but no. It surprised me. Anyways, let's see if we can get some more info on that supermarket back door. Get in there. The Lucky Jade. Okay, let's just get behind you. You don't need... I don't need the tooltip game, I get it. I get it, you know. There you go. Or should do it. Thought he'd gotten back up for a sec. I'm like, hang on. 4 swings of the chainsaw didn't do it? Oh, hello. There you go. Get you back into it. You know, I was quite horrified to find out that the original purpose of chainsaws, they were a medical thing. They were invented in, I don't think it was medieval times, I think it was prior to that, sorry, after that. They were invented to deal with childbirth, where the child would get stuck, and instead of both the child and the mother dying, they'd use a miniature chainsaw to just, well, you can imagine. And I would imagine the child survives, the mother definitely does not. Oh, it's horrifying. I'm like, they weren't invented to cut down trees? We caught it near cats. We never should have brought it here. I don't know what to do. I know it's there, sitting and staring. Can't let it out, can't walk away, won't let me go. Don't look at it. Don't look it in the eyes. Don't look at what? There's nothing... Well, the cage is open in any case, so whatever's there is now out. Broken key part. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Hang on, hang on, hang on. it just clicked. I'm remembering that there's a certain ending you can get that involves our four-legged friends. Ah, I wonder if this is somehow connected to that. Like I said, I haven't read how to actually get the other endings. I just know they exist, and I know that there's a certain ending. Nothing there. Nothing there. And we've already been there. So... let's get up to Groovy. And then we'll suss out Saul Apartments. Because we need to go there anyways for the other part of the record, I think. Actually, no, we go to Groovy to get the record. We go to Saul's to suss out if the dude who broke the jukebox is alive. Which I'm sure he's fine. I'm sure he's chilling and regretting his actions. Absolutely. But you never know. Alright, it's this way. I think I've walked right past it. I have walked right past it. Which, you know, as you do. It happens to the best of us. Or rather, I should say it happens to me all the damn time because my sense of direction is atrocious. I swear, the number of times that I get lost is absurd. It's the Mystery Machine. If that's not a Scooby-Doo reference, I don't know what is. Any items? Any goodies? Nope. Baby and kids. Surplus store. The door that wakes in darkness, opening into nightmares. And it's locked. Neighborhood cafe. Help needed. Free heals. There's still something here, I think. Nope. Nothing here. Just for decoration, I guess. Well, there was a healing item here, so it wasn't totally a waste of time. Alright. Anything on this side before we run back and go into Groovy? That's the question. And nothing. Nope, nothing there. Alright, let's get into Groovy. Man, vinyl is expensive these days. I don't know if it was always expensive or if it was just now it's become trendy to go all analog, which I do support, but you can get a CD for $5. You get a vinyl for at least 20 or 30 at the cheapest, and the good ones are like 80 to $100. Which is absurd, but... Aha! You! Come here. Oh, there you are. 3 for 3 and 4 for 4. Done. Hopefully that'll keep them out of my hair for a while. The janitor came in the other day, drunk and in tears, had half a record with him, kept yelling we gotta fix it somehow. I was willing to do it just to shut him up, so I got up to get the glue from the cabinet, but then he realized he only had one half, so he ran out. Can't do much about the record, so maybe ask around at Nellie's next time you're there. It might be one of theirs. I don't know if you can glue a vinyl back together. Probably. Yeah, I've never seen a broken one before, I've just seen a warped one. I got a soundtrack off of Amazon as a vinyl, and it came through and it was kind of warped. It still plays, but when you watch it spin on the turntable, you can see it wobble up and down a bit. Out of This World magazine, special issue, alien device found in local store. Bizarre findings on roof of local building. Prehistoric creature spotted in local lake. Paranormal activity in local hotel. You gotta see it to believe it. I wonder if there's instructions for the UFO ending. Find an alien device, find stuff on the roof, spot Nessie, find a ghost, and then get the paranormal ending. If one exists. I'm assuming it does. I haven't actually watched the other endings for this game. The remake, that is. Face the music, find the melody of your dreams, and kick up your heels. Yeehaw. Final glue. And then... yes, we can combine them. So key items plus glue plus... whoop. Plus glue. A long way home. Cannot play the guitar? Outrageous. We're just destroying everything. Music can bring you back to those wonderful moments you thought you lost. I mean, it's a nice sentiment, but... you know? You gotta face the music sometimes. Alright, so we have the vinyl. But we must go and check out Saul Goodman's apartment complex. Just straight down. I need to get that combination code as well for the supermarket. That would be nice. I'm assuming there's some goodies in there. And I would like free goodies. Otherwise known as looting. You're over that way. Yeah. No, go around Saul Street. I just want to see if there's like a back door or something for that supermarket. We can get in that way, you know? I remember Giga Computer, so we've already gone that way. Keep going. Saul Street's to the right. Trail of Destruction. We've definitely been this way. Yes. Okay. Green pharmacy. Drugs. Dangnammit. Okay, let's see if we can get behind. Nope, he spotted us. Hey, buddy. There you go. I guarantee you that's how they all say hello in Silent Hill. They just bring out the chainsaw. Can you imagine an argument then? It'd just be two chainsaws fighting. We'll go in there in a second. We're just looking around out here first. Help needed. Well, at least the local economy's good. Because that cafe was hiring. This place is apparently also hiring. See if we can get up. Oh, no, he spotted us. Maybe he hasn't. We'll look at that piece of paper in a second. We just want to get behind him. Now he's got us. And 4. There you go. Now we can read in peace. Interesting. An old map. Wait, what's this? I'll write down what I learned so far. Maybe it'll help you somehow. If you're reading this, I'm probably dead. I actually saw a YouTube channel randomly. I got recommended a video. And it was the creator and the owner of the channel basically saying, if you're watching this video, I'm dead. And I'm just like, oh, that's grim. Now, I'd never seen the channel before, never seen the video before, didn't know who this was. It was just some random dude who had some kind of a hobby. I think it was to do with boats or model boats or something. Like I said, I'd never seen the channel before. And it was just a heartfelt message for him, just saying, like, look, if this video goes live, it means I passed away. My relatives have made the video live. This is my final message to everyone. And it was just so surreal in a way. It's like, this person is now dead and I'm watching them talk. Which, you know, that same could be said of any movie where the actors have passed away. You watch the Batman movie, Heath Ledger passed away years ago. It's just strange when it's on YouTube, you know? There's nothing wrong with it, it's just kind of strange, kind of surreal. Alright, I think so anyways. But, yeah, we never can tell what the YouTube algorithm will serve us sometimes. It seems like they're attracted to light, to louder sounds as well. If you want to survive, stay in the dark, stay quiet. Probably won't save you anyways. You'd make a fantastic motivational speaker, my dude. Sam. He does that a lot, and I'm stuck in that animation. I can't move as well when he does it. So I just know there's going to be a period where I'm in a fight, or about to get into one. He does the animation, I just take a hit. There we go, peace and quiet. Nothing going on there. Oop. What's this? They can be killed, just make sure they stay down. And there's no further message. Take that. This place, all it's ever brought me is pain and misery. Like in the original, this was someone's RV. And there was just a note saying, I'll meet you here or something. Or I think it was a note saying, I'll meet you at Barnelli's inside the RV. So it was like random people were trying to escape or something. And that was just a rallying point, which I found to be interesting. But this time it's like, ooh, sadness, you know? Still need to get to the back of that supermarket if we can. Which I believe is over here. Maybe? Maybe? No. No. Oh, okay. Dang it. I want that supermarket if I can get it. There are no guarantees in this life, but I would like to get it if I can. Anyway, it's time to explore this building, whatever this is. Ugh, imagine the smell. But I must drink, for I'm thirsty. Don't exactly know why I announced that. I just felt like it, you know? Can't get in there. I see a bug. Fine, we'll just take care of this and get some peace and quiet. Come here, buddy. Is it overkill using the chainsaw? Yes. Do I regret it? Never. Map of the apartment complex, yes please. Nothing there. What's this? Apartment 5, happy days. Apartment 5 left his key. He says there's a leak from upstairs. Gotta check it out. Ah, the life of a superintendent. I think the other thing you probably get a lot of is, I left my keys inside. Can you let me back in? Ugh. Still, that's why you get paid the big bucks and you usually live in. I used to deal with that kind of stuff. I haven't actually been a super maintenance man, but I've seen that kind of stuff. Like we had a live-in at one of my previous apartment complexes who was the maintenance guy. If you locked yourself out, he would use the keys in the office to let you back in. Now, because I knew that I was forgetful, I just put one spare set of keys in my bag. And I think only once in a couple of years did I actually lose... I didn't lose my keys, but I just forgot them. I was like, oh crap, I'm locked out. But then I checked my backpack, and sure enough, there were the spares. Try to sneak up on me, bug. Won't work. I'm wise to your tricks. This is an old-fashioned apothecary. Green Pharmacy 451.67. Sounds like a password. It also sounds like the temperature that paper burns at in a book. Hence the title of Fahrenheit 451, a novel written by Ray Bradbury, which I have read. Let me do the most un-gamer-like thing ever, which is simply take a photo of this I mean, I could screen grab it, but if it's just on the phone, it's separate, it's just easier, you know? And then I don't need to remember the code or check my notebook in game or what have you. It's just there. Okay. I even took a nap this afternoon. I'm already yawning. 2 cans of energy drink plus a nap. At least 2 hours it was. Still getting sleepy. You just can't win these days, can you? Zen. Oh, that's a bit more than a leak. Oi, oi, oi. An old work colleague of mine, he was telling me a story. It's relevant to what we're looking at here. So he lived in an apartment complex. He had a small little studio. 2 rooms, I think it was. Tiny little thing. Really old building. And he was telling us dramas about his neighbor upstairs and neighbor across the way and blah, blah, blah. You know, normal gossip kind of stuff. And he was telling us a story about how one time his upstairs neighbor, she must have left her bath running or something over a week or a day or whatever it was. Because he's gone out to work, he's come back, and then he's gone to the bathroom and he's seen the whole thing's collapsed and the bathtub from upstairs has fallen through the floor. Everything's flooded. And he can see up into his neighbor's upstairs apartment. Blew my mind. I only thought that kind of stuff happened in movies and comic books and whatnot, but nope, apparently it happened to him. And if you let it flood long enough, the weight will push the bathtub through whatever concrete or whatever's up there. So every day, when I look at my ceiling in my old crumbling apartment, I look up and just go, is today the day that something falls through the roof on me when I sleep? Bit of a grim thought, but that's how my mind works sometimes. You better get a rent reduction for that damn hole in the wall. No items, that's fine. We're gonna need them later on, though. This game gets a little bit grindy at the end, and if you don't have the right resources, you are in trouble. Even with the chainsaw. Wasn't super hard to beat compared to some other things. Like, I've had a lot more trouble with Elden Ring bosses. But then again, that's what the game franchise is famous for. But yeah, I think it was 2 or 3 attempts to beat the final boss in this game the first time. It was close. It was close, I'll admit that. I pretty much used up all my ammo and I had like nothing left. And then she came and washed it all away. It started to make sense again. It's this place, I can't fight it. Gotta get my head straight. Quick stop at Texan, then we're going. That's ominous. Never do that with an actual CRT TV, by the way. There's a vacuum tube in the back of it. And if you puncture it or shatter it, then the vacuum will cause it to blast back out at you. It's not like a Hollywood-esque explosion, it's just a pop. But that means glass is now flying at you. So if you're too close to it, then, you know, enjoy a face full of glass, you know what I'm saying? So you gotta be careful. And that being said, old CRT TVs and monitors are still useful, still good. And here begins James's journey into someone who sticks his hand into strange holes and walls. Multiple times. And number 2 in a bathroom, eh? The jokes write themselves. And he doesn't even wash his hands. It's fine. Ooh, the smell. Ew. Definitely want to wash that off, whatever that is. His hand's still got the black substance on it if you look really closely. That's a nice touch. It's one of the things I noticed from the original and even the remake is if your character walks through a corpse, so let's say you kill a monster and you walk over it, your footprints are bloody for a few seconds afterwards. It's just a nice little detail. Gruesome, yes, but it just shows that they put the effort in. We'll check that out in a second. That allows us to go down if we wanted to. I don't see any other items. So let us check out this staircase if it... What's this? Wait a minute. That looks like a UFO symbol. I think that if I had found a certain alien object in the store, I would probably have to stand here to trigger the alien ending, maybe. I mean, you obviously do several things. There's no stairs, is there? You obviously do several things, but this would be the first from the looks of it. It's subtle. It's very subtle. What's there? Now, I haven't given much thought to what ending I would like to try to go for. But I have a feeling that if I wanted the UFO ending, I would need to set it up here. And I know that you can't go back to this area after a certain point. So that begs the question, do I do my research and figure out how to get into the, how to find which store has the thing I'm after and find the item and... I mean, surely it wouldn't be this. Unless there's like a magic wand or something? I mean, that'd be a weird combination. I know I haven't been in here. Happy Burger. I see you. Got him. Okay, now looking for goodies. Not finding goodies. I'm sad by this. Nope, not going that way. No goodies, no goodies. It's fine. We can live without goodies. Yes, please. Now I'm craving a burger. And I don't have the ingredients to make a burger at home. Which is my own fault, I'm not complaining, but... Oh, look at those prices. Oh my goodness. This is the true horror of this game, inflation. The Big Rig. Heaven Taste. The most expensive burger on the menu is $4. Or is that $5.99? No, it's $3.99. The most expensive burger on the menu is $3.99. The photos make it look delicious. And if you double it, get the double mix, it's $5. The ice cream is $99. Oh my god. Oh, you can do cocktails this place. Oh, I would eat here. I would definitely eat at this place. I really would. $2.99 for... Come on, man. This hurts my soul. The prices. Why can't we go back to those prices? Feel the craving? You just can't help it? Go for it. Happy Burger. What you need is what you get. On the run, grab something to go. That marketing slogan makes no sense. 99 cents. Oh, come on. I could have sworn I took you out. Come here. That's fine. Just take him out again. That's what I was getting at earlier when I made that comment of sometimes you see zombies set up and it's like, let me just pre-kill them. So that when I trigger something, it doesn't make more work for me. And I did hit that thing twice. Didn't do a damn thing. It still got up. Come on, buddy. Come get some. Come get some. Come on. Come on, buddy. Hey, buddy. There you go. 3 and 4. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Ah, done and done. But now I have a craving for burgers. The only thing I've got in the fridge is actually an enchilada. Which, it's getting a bit late for dinner, but I might actually just indulge and just be like, you know what? Let me just nuke this thing. Let me chuck some cheese on it. I've got an avocado. I've got some tomatoes. I've got a lime. I've got the usual salt, pepper, and paprika. Mix up some guac. Chuck. Yeah, okay. I'm selling myself on this. I am selling myself on this meal. Now, should I? No. Am I going to? Yes. Well, maybe not. I'll be good. I usually try and have just one meal a day in the middle of the day, like a lunch. The idea is intermittent fasting. So I found that when I have just one meal in the day, like a big lunch, I feel more well rested when I sleep. So I use less hours to sleep, feel just as well rested, if not better, if I don't eat dinner. And I usually just skip breakfast anyways. And technically lunch has passed at the time of streaming, so if I was to continue that. But all them burgers, man. All them burgers, they tempted me. I am weak-willed, it seems. We need to go into Barnelli's to do the disc thing, but we're not going to do that because we need to explore. See if we can figure out the code for that supermarket and then get in there. So I want the goodies, you know? Definitely want the goodies. Speaking of goodies, Silent Hill F is on sale on Steam. It's not a massive discount, it's still pricey, but way cheaper than it has been for a good number of months, you know? So I'm tempted. I am tempted, and I do make it a point to play every Silent Hill game. So I played Silent Hill 1, Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, Silent Hill 4. I played Homecoming, Downpour, Origins. I played... Oh, there was that weird little... It's not augmented reality, but that weird real-time Konami thing they did as a marketing stunt for Silent Hill F and Townfall. where you sort of decide the story as you go. Did that one. Dropped it real quick. That was just stupid. I didn't like it at all. See, James agrees with me. He doesn't like it either. And I'm stuck in an animation where he does that too, so if that thing over there decided to attack me, I'm stuck and just going to take the hit. Which is probably not great. But anyways, yeah. Played all the Silent Hills. I think the only ones that I'm missing at the moment is Silent Hill F, Silent Hill Book of Memories for the Vita, and the visual novel for the Game Boy Advance, which is in Japanese only. But I'm pretty sure there's a fan translation of it out there. Okay, money out, buddy. There we go. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3, and then 4. There you go. I don't know if that's meant to be a reference to Travis's truck from Origins, or if that's just meant to be Optimus Prime. Because I'm thinking Optimus Prime, first and foremost, to be honest with you. Autobots, roll out. Alright. No, James. He does that way too often. Come here. Kind of hard to hit these things. There you are. Come here. There's 1. And there's 2. Peace and quiet at last. Speed Fuel Corp. And he decides to just stand there chilling. That seems like a bug for your character to just go into an idle animation when you're literally trying. I'm pressing the forward button, and I stop for a second. And it goes into an idle animation, and I'm stuck there for 2 or 3 seconds. It's not the end of the world, but magical envelopes. Fashion envelopes. I do love me some good stationery, so I am not making fun of that store. It's probably somewhere that I would actually go into, to be honest with you. But I definitely don't look like I'd be in a stationery store. I just don't fit in. What is here? Checked from quadruple 4 to 41.3. Took almost 2 hours. Had to run. Checked from 40.14 to 44.39. Had to run again. I feel like I'm so close now. I just know it. We're literally going to try 44.40. See what happens. Oh, the poor guy got slimed. You will see. Sooner or later, you will see. If there's one thing I know, it's a loading dock means supplies. Let's go back to the supermarket, check out them codes, see how close he really was. There's a part of me that vaguely remembers that we're like 1 digit off, or 2 digits off, or 10 digits off, something like that. Poor guy was really close. But that's pretty much life. We stand upon the shoulders of past generations, you know? All the technology that I have at my disposal, the controller in my hand, is built upon the knowledge and experience of people who came before. And we build on their work. The same goes for academia. But it's kind of annoying in academia because, especially in my discipline of literature, you find people just coming up with these bizarre theories that make no sense. I'm just like, wait, seriously? How are you arguing this? Your evidence is crap. I think the best example of that I saw was I was doing an essay on Shakespeare, The Tempest. And I remember finding as one of my sources in my research, I didn't end up quoting from it because it was quote-unquote too old, but it captured things perfectly. I found like a student magazine from Harvard that was published in like the 1970s, and they basically said, look, everything that we can ever say about Shakespeare has already been said by now. generations of academics have gone through it all. We know everything we're going to know, unless there's some amazing discovery like another first folio or whatever it is. I was like, you know what, you're right. We've had this text for so long, surely we can't find anything new from it. Even forensic psychology applied to texts was probably the last interesting thing I ever saw. I think we were going to do, was it 40 and 440? Where's the button for my notebook? $44.40. $44.44. It was so close. But we shall... Oh, hang on, it did say that there was an alien artifact in a store, so if we want the alien ending, maybe the item we're looking for is in here. Because this is a store. And there are items in here. So maybe... But what does an alien item look like is my first question. Whoops. Oh, it's open, that's why. What does an alien item look like? Does it have stalks? Like a snail? Does it have... I don't know. Penguin ammunition, I shall take that gladly. Never have enough of that good stuff. I'm not seeing anything. Don't know what book's under the counter there. Probably something inappropriate. Butter cake. Lots of cookies and butter cake. Don't even know what a butter cake is. I assume it's got butter in it. What's this? What are you looking at, James? What else is there? Ah. Oh, he's looking at something. What are you looking at, James? Oh, ammo. Ah. I don't know, I feel like there's something in here we're missing. But it might be wishful thinking, because it said in the magazine a store with an alien artifact, but I'm not seeing anything. I don't know if I'm just missing it, and I don't want to progress too far. Let's give it another look-see, see if maybe there's something here that I'm just... I would have expected it to be in there if it was anywhere, somewhere obvious. That it would not have the item on the first playthrough, obviously, because you can only get the default ending, but subsequent playthroughs it would be there, you know? Yeah, I'm not seeing anything. I'm kind of like, huh, is there something? Queen Special. Yeah, and James is not turning his head, so I don't think there's anything here that we've missed. Because he turns his head when there's an item of interest somewhere in the area, so doors, items you've missed, etc. He's not doing that, so I don't think we missed anything. Alright. Alright, here's what we're going to do. I generally don't like doing this, but we're going to look up really quickly, because if the alien artifact is in this section, we have to do it now before progressing. So, to remake Alien... I don't want to get too spoiled, though. So I'm going to try and not look up the other things, just the first item, because I feel like it's here. Yes, the rooftop, so I was right. You have to go to the rooftop. Uh-huh. It's not this store. It's the jeweler's. The jewelry store being not marked on the map, so I have to explore for it. And then we go to the apartment, and then we save, and then we'll probably wrap up the stream there, because I think it's a good stopping point. But for now, we find the jeweler's store. Now, I don't know if I want to get the UFO ending with this playthrough, but I definitely don't want to close that op- well, this is the wrong way. I definitely want to close that option off yet. You know? I don't think I've ever gotten a UFO ending for any Silent Hill. And I have played them multiple times to get different endings before. So maybe this is the run, you know? Bit of absurdism. Okay. Where is this jewelry store? I know I've seen it. There it is. Wait, no. Uh-huh. The blue gem. I never would have noticed that. We ran right past that. We now need to get to Saul's apartment. Get up to the roof where there's a shortcut. Do the thing. I think we have to do all the things to get the ending, so we've got some options, even if we don't go through with the UFO ending. Although, it would be kind of fun. And I'm pretty sure it'll be an achievement as well. I'm not exactly looking to 100% this game, so I don't need all the achievements, but I certainly wouldn't complain if I found one or two more, you know? I actually checked before stream, but I'm like 20-something out, 28 I think it is, achievements out of 50-something? So I've done a reasonable amount. I think the only game that I'm interested in getting 100% achievements for is Signalis. Because I've only got one left, which is, I think, a certain ending? Because I've gotten most of the endings except one last one, which I know that you have to do within a certain time. Like speed-wise, you have to run through it quickly. Hang on, there's a ladder. There's a ladder, isn't there? There's a door that we opened. We don't have to go all the way through, do we? Was it here? Oh, don't tell me I have to go all the way. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, I think Signalis, there's one last ending I need to go for. But every time I've streamed playing Signalis, I've never quite... That's a dead end, isn't it? Grr, we need to go through again. It's fine. We'll just get to the top of the apartment. It's the end of the world. I assure you can still get in there. It's actually been a long time since I last saved, so... I'm going to lose a lot of progress. Well, no, there's auto-save. I'm not going to lose that much progress. Although that did happen to me with Silent Hill 2 once. Because that game doesn't have an autosave, obviously. And I remember... Oh, I remember... So, I was doing a run of Silent Hill 2, the original one. Oh, crap. We can't actually get back up there. Ooh. How do we get onto the roof, then? Oh, no. Don't tell me that I'm not able to get on the roof. Oh, no. If I have soft-locked myself, I shall be very upset. Oh, no. Oh, no. There's no... Oh, no. There's no stairs. Oh, no. No, 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 no. Surely not. Surely there's still a way up there. Because we opened a fence, didn't we? I know we did. There has to be a way back up there. Oh, dear. Okay, don't panic. Don't panic. Whatever you do, don't panic. Don't panic. Well, I'm not actually panicking that much. I'm just like, oh, hang on a sec. Um. uh, um. Huh. What's the entrance? Is there a back door, maybe? Oh. Huh. Uh. Oh, there it was. Aha. I knew there was one. We must have bumped into the middle of the two and it didn't count as pushing against it. And if I recall correctly, it was just over here. So... I don't see any I'm not seeing a UFO. It's not doing it, so I think we've triggered it because I heard the wacky little sound effect. And it glowed, so I think it counts. Alright, now on to Bar Nelly's to do the record thing. And Bar Nelly's is directly over this way. I get lost so easily, I still have to check the map every like 10 seconds, you know. Is that wise? No, of course not. Does it cause problems? Yes, but if you get lost easy, you get lost, you know what I'm saying? Alright, let's do this. It is 2C. Oh, we don't have money. Whoops. But there was a cash register, if I remember correctly. Let me save so I don't lose progress. I forgot about the damn cash register. It's at the cafe. We did get a receipt, so I imagine we just need to punch that in and then it'll do the thing. Cafe Texan, I believe. Which is up and to the right. It's so much more peaceful in Silent Hill if you just kill everything. Which sounds like a very dark statement, but... it's true. You can't argue with the results. Cafe Texan is straight and to the right. In 300 yards, turn right. So the laundry place. Andy's bookstore. I'd love to take a look in there. Because I love me some old school bookstores. Alright, I know I found a receipt somewhere, so... inventory memo... where's my receipt at? Huh. Is that the one I took the photo of? Why's my controller vibrating? Nothing's happening. Must be like a heartbeat or something. Okay, photos. Pictures. Images. Camera. Aha! Green Pharmacy. Although I don't think this is the right one, actually. But let's try it. Oh, we didn't even need a pin. Just unlock it and go. Shall make my exit. We do not need to deal with that interloper. I mean, we can deal with them if we want to, but we don't need to. Da 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 da. Now I want corn chips and an enchilada, which I cannot have because I do not have either in the house. No, I have the enchilada, I don't have the corn chips, that is. Anyways, I need to stop thinking about food. Well, no, I don't actually. I'm about to finish up stream, so I can totally just have something after this. And the fact that we're going to a bar, which probably serves nibbles, in addition to whatever alcoholic beverages are on tap. I don't actually have any taps, so it must all be bottled. Nothing wrong with that. So it is 2C. That's the broken one.
On the lake. We spent the whole day there. Just the two of us staring at the water.
Not exactly the best place to hide a spare key, but if it gets the job done, you know. Alright, so we've done the UFO thing, we've got through the supermarket, we've explored this area, I've done everything I think we can. We didn't find the photos though, but I'm not exactly going for those, and I have gone for them in other runs, so I'm not too worried about those. But just in case, what we're going to do is we're going to save here. We've unlocked that, we're not going to actually go through it. Because I know that there's a point just after this where it's like a point of no return. So if you progress too far, you can't get back to this area, I think. Let me save twice because I'm paranoid like that. Okay, game was saved. Happy days. So, I'm actually going to wrap it up here. We're going to call it. But first and foremost, thank you so much for everyone who popped in to catch the stream and for anyone who catches the VOD later. I'll do some edits and upload a few shorts here and there. There's only like 1 or 2 moments that I think were kind of interesting, but yeah, is what it is. So, thank you so much. We're going to wrap it up. Wishing you all a good day, afternoon, evening, and good night, depending on your time zone and whenever you see this. Probably need to create a ending screen that says starting soon, which obviously we've already started and we're about to end. That's my bad. But anyways, it's fine. It's all good. Anyways, hope I'll catch you the next one. Until then, bye-bye.